chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls out there, you give off this potent supply towards the narcissist. They feel it when they first encounter you. They feel it. They can't quite put their finger on exactly what it is. Okay? They can't quite put their finger on exactly why there's a potent supply coming from you. But they think that perhaps you're being kind to them, you're being selfless, you're offering the best version of yourself. So they're still cautious of you because they're worried that you might run out on them like people have done in their past before. They've got this feeling that you might. They don't really know, okay? Remember, a lot of these narcissists aren't awake narcissists, okay? They're not awake. So they're not tapping in to the spiritual realm and realizing that you're chosen straight away. Not all of them. But what they'll start to see with you is that you're not a doormat, okay? They start to see that you're not a doormat. You're not just a dumping ground. And the thing is, as time proceeds and you're around them longer and longer, they begin to realize that this authenticity that you have, this is you. And they start to see the positive traits that you have, commendable traits. And they start to realize you're very different, okay? And it leads up to the point where they discover that you're chosen. And this is their worst fear, okay? This is the narcissist's worst fear. An empath, a genuine soul, a chosen one. This is their worst fear. They don't like it. Because this authenticity that you have makes them feel inadequate about themselves. And they begin to fear you waking up. And the whole thing about you being asleep, the whole thing about you being asleep, that's why you went undetected. So the same way that a narcissist goes undetected on your radar, you also got undetected on their radar. But now, this is why you've gone through discards and all of this. Like, remember, many of you are very spiritual, or many of you are very religious. They felt inadequate about that. They might have been following a path with you, pretending they're into these things. Your spirituality, your religion, perhaps the universe, whatever it is. They might have been following you and copying suit. And they began to realize that you are an awakened soul. You just don't know it yet. Many of them, like, you are an empath. They realize you're very different. And it's hard for them to be around. If you're truly authentic, okay? If you're truly authentic, truthful, transparent, this starts to cause a real hindrance to the life of the narcissist. And this is why many of you have gone through brutal discards, ghosting, abandonment. You've gone through these types of things because they were getting really aggravated and narcissistic injuries and really irritated by living this lifestyle they had to live. Okay? So the thing is, this is why they'll make out that you are the bad one. They'll make out they're breaking free. Okay? They're breaking free from you. This is how they feel. This is the reality of it. Because they did feel like a piece of shit in comparison to you. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But they did feel like a piece of shit compared to you. Alright? And this happened for a long time. But now who you are, they don't want to be around you. Okay? Now who you are, that's why they tried to go for the confusion tactics. Tried to make you really broken. try to disrupt your thinking, try to put you back to sleep. They do all this because they don't want you to become the being who you are going to become, and who you are going to emerge from this struggle as. There's something that you as chosen ones and empaths and genuine souls can do. And it's your ability to turn these negative situations into positive ones. Extract meaning, extract wisdom. It's something that these people, these parasites can't take from you. Okay? It's something that these parasites can't take from you. And it's you actually, the art of suffering. You're actually turning your suffering into something where you triumph. Okay? And this is something they can't ever do. They can't ever do something like this. This is the thing. There's a huge misconception. It's like narcissists just glide through life. They don't. They have problems every day. Their car didn't start. This happened, that happened, whatever. You see? They run into problems in everyday life that they get irritated about anyway. Plus, they're dealing with the complex issue of feeling inadequate around you. So they're unstable. They erupt. And this is what you've seen with them. You've seen them erupt. You've seen the devil. You've seen the demon. You've seen evil. Alright? And now that you're awakened, they really don't want to be around you. Okay? This is why they will spy on you a lot after these discards, after these things they've put you through. They're a lot closer than you actually realize. They're keeping an eye on you. They are keeping an eye on you because they want to see your development. And the moment you start shining bright again, I promise you they will pop back up. The moment that you start shining bright again. At the time when you're forgotten about them. They're not on your mind. You're not thinking about them. This drives them insane. Okay, they'll pop back up from a distance because they fear you. They'll do something with a fake profile. They'll do something. Okay, from a distance. Most likely. And you have to understand that they were overwhelmed with the supply source that they got from you. But they're used to being with either doormats or people that use them and abuse them. This is their common thing. And although, like, you would, like, they could have looked at you in that light, like, oh, you're very giving and stuff like that. They could have looked at you in that light, like you're very giving, very selfless. They didn't realize what it was about. They didn't realize it's your authenticity. It's who you are. They didn't realize that these traits that you had stood for something stronger. And the spiritual narcissists will know that you're deeply connected to God or the universe. The spiritual narcissists, the ones that are conscious that they're working for the dark forces, will be, they'll know you're connected. They'll know you're anointed. They don't want to be around you either. Okay, once they realize, they'll get very... The only way they want to be around you is if they can keep you asleep. This is what I'm saying. And a lot of them know that a lot of them deeply regret how they handled the situation. That's something that really eats a narcissist up. Because they feel like the way they handled the situation wasn't the best way they could have handled it. Okay? This is what they think a lot of the times. With the way they discard, with the way they reverse discard, with the way they do things. Especially when they see how you start shining brighter again. You're emerging brighter, you're developing, you're ascending. Because they keep watch. Okay? So just understand there is a fear. These unawake narcissists will base it off your authenticity. They might not label you as a chosen one. They might label you as authentic or real. You see? They want to know what it is, but these real authentic traits about yourself, as much as it gives a potent supply, it also gives a a real stark realization for the narcissist that they aren't on your level. And the spiritual narcissist will know that you're chosen and you're asleep. Okay? And there's many of them out there. A lot of people are getting into spirituality these days, and religion and different forms of worship and whatever spiritual practices. So there's a lot of these spiritual narcissists out there, and they're very cunning. They're very cunning because they already know something maybe about you. Say for example, you met at the church. They've already got something to build off of you because they know where your attention's going. Or there's a certain spiritual group that you go to and they saw you there. Like, I'm just using that as an example, but this is why it's good to protect your belief. Like, it's good to speak your beliefs, but just don't give up too much to these people if you encounter anyone in the future. That's what I advise. Something to learn from how you might have handled the situation, being very expressive to them. I don't want to change your authenticity, right? I'm not trying to tell you to be inauthentic. I'm just saying, like, you know now that everyone's not your friend. You know now that everyone's not your friend. And now, like, as a child, you might be in school and you think everyone's your friend. And it takes you to go through life to realize these things, okay? Now, I'm not comparing you to a child, but that's how it is. You can go through life when you're asleep and you think everyone thinks like you, everyone's your friend, everyone's got good interests, and they haven't, okay? So therefore, you can't still be carrying out the same movements in life around these people that you don't really know. See, in the workplace, wherever this is, you can't be carrying on like being. You can be authentic, you can be true, you can be real, but don't be so open about yourself. Be more mysterious. All right, have some mystery about you. Let them reveal themselves. Okay, why should you reveal yourself first? Let them reveal their true colors. You see, but like I was saying, for these narcissists that were involved in your life, if they awaken that you're a chosen one, they're the grieving that they're going through is about the loss of you and you as an asleep version. That's what they're grieving. They're grieving your asleep version. Okay? And they know they can't get that back now. So the best thing they can do is antagonize you or get negative supply from you. Okay? But they don't really want to be around you. They'll trouble you from afar, from a distance. They're very brave, and it's not like they fear that you're going to hurt them or something like that. They just know they can't challenge you in a honest verbal discussion. Like, they can't, like, they know they messed up. They know they're in the wrong, a lot of them. Know they handle situations badly. They know they're in the wrong. So they can't really stand next to you feeling proud. And they never could stand next to you feeling proud anyway. This is the whole point that I'm getting at. Throughout the whole process, they used to feel like they was getting potent supply, but they never used to be able to feel proud around you. You always outshone them, right? And this is how they felt. And they didn't know, they couldn't put their finger on what it exactly was. Until the point they realized that you're spiritually connected. If they was a spiritual narcissist, they realized that you was connected with God or the universe. You're a chosen one. Or these other ones started to they just built up for them too much, and they realized that these authentic traits and that it just made them erupt and go in a different direction and discard you or something like that. So just think about what I said. Yeah, so chosen ones are the worst fear for a narcissist. And just to touch on before I go, like, a lot of them didn't understand why you was kind, why you was this. So they tried to push your boundaries, and they realized you wasn't a doormat. Okay, and then they started to realize you're something different. So a lot of you wasn't doormats. A lot of you feel like they hurt you in the worst possible way, but honestly, for who you are and they know, like, especially the spiritual ones, they know you're the opposite of what they are. They want to ultimately really destroy you. They really want to destroy you. They all want to destroy you, but the spiritual ones want to destroy you for a reason, knowing that you're the opposite of what they represent when they represent darkness. Okay? So this selfless nature that you had at the beginning and stuff like that, it was hard for them to pinpoint it, especially because you was unawakened. It's very difficult for them to pinpoint what this was, what you was. All they knew is you're very different. Okay? So what I'm saying is, in the future, if you be more mysterious, don't open up too much, like, it's going to take them a lot longer to figure you out. And hopefully you figure them out before they figure you out. And I know many of you are not looking for anything at the moment. I'm just setting you a clear warning, because something might arise, and narcissists out there are on the hunt for chosen ones and empaths and genuine souls like yourselves. So anyway, thank you for watching today. If you would like to book a one-to-one session with myself, you can find a link in the description box below. If you would like to check out the spiritual channel, you can also find the link in the description box below. And lastly, if you would like to donate or support to the channel, you don't have to, but if you would like to, you can find a link in the description box below. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.